Whistling Stag Inn is a famous inn, present in the collections of Advanced D&D. The news on it can be found, among other sources, also on the Volos Guide to the North, available online. On page 209, the town of Cuevar is described, and on page 210 there is a nice description of our tavern. My client had very clear ideas. The shape of the tavern I recovered from the only image available online. The color scheme, always at the request of my client, will be inspired by this diorama made for the Lord of the Rings series. Once all the measures were scaled on cardboard, the challenge to build this giant began. Not simply building it, but also making it playable inside, with the specific request to have the walls visible and very well adorned. The multi-story structure was a challenge. Finding ways to segment the building so that the areas were accessible for play was far from easy. A lot of work. Today I'm working at the Whistling Stag Inn. I will start to create the background for the, terrain around the inn, and then finally we'll be ready to paint and finish this beauty. As you can see, I'm procrastinating again the shingles. I will not make a video on shingles night, but it will be, I think, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And yes, at that point I will finish all the building, okay? So yeah, crack on! I just finished to do some texture on this beauty. Let me show you if I can. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Look at that. It's huge. And basically it is just the texture of the ground. Even if it is brown and green, it seems it is finished, but it's just the the layer, the base coat layer. So I will cover it basically totally with some primer and some Mod Podge and stuff like that. I hate myself, guys. I am the king of procrastination. It's yeah, 3:45 in the morning, and actually yes, I was waiting so long for do this shingles night, and after 9 hours of shingles, I finish it tonight. Okay, okay, it was not 9 hours continuously doing shingles, but actually my hand hurts because of cutting coffee stirrers. And I know what you are thinking, guys. You are thinking that actually this technique is very painful. It takes a lot of time, but I think it is worth it, because the final results, you have a beautiful roof with a lot of resistance and weight, extra weight, that is very important for modular parts. So at the end, yes, no pain, no gain. So a lot of pain, a lot of gain. Let's have a look. Once the building was completed, I was able to cover it with the usual mix of water, acrylic black paint and Mod Podge. The mixture is about 40% of water, 30% acrylic black paint and 30% of Mod Podge. But you can imagine the amount of mixture that I prepared for all this set. With this procedure, finally, it is possible to appreciate the details and the structure begins to show its personality. It took me a few hours to complete the whole set in and outside. In the end, I added 2 dormers with a quick technique. Little trick, I preserved the template with which I originally created the slope of the roof. From this point, it was very easy to create a support structure with medium graphics chipboard. During this process I have not used real measurements. Everything is made to satisfy a certain aesthetic sense, and each piece has been obtained from the previous one or cut out in position. I covered everything with a thin layer of foam, to which I applied a wooden texture thanks to a wire brush. This project is not at diorama level. The scale is good for 28 or 35 millimeters, and everything must be optimized for a low fantasy campaign. Sooner or later I will decide to show you my diorama, and I will probably make you participate in a next one commission in which I was asked for a rural landscape with an old farmhouse. Just stay tuned, okay? For the real windows I used a Games Workshop piece and its clone, which I created thanks to a silicone mold that I made by myself. Check my tutorial number 58 if you are interested in this technique. Once I finished adding all the last details, I resigned myself to the shingles night. This technique is extremely long and laborious, but the end result is the best possible in terms of visual rendering for a fantasy terrain. The weight of the wood makes the piece extremely pleasant in the hand and extremely resistant. In the next episode we start painting the interior. Don't miss it, and thanks for watching. Guys, this is a very strange weekend. We are in total lockdown here in Italy because of this fucking coronavirus. And yeah, as you can see on my shoulders, my back here, I have my working PC because as a scientist, as a technician, I must work from home now. So I move my equipment from the lab to my cove. At some level it's not bad because you can spend a lot of time at your house, but yeah, the situation, the feeling, what's happening now in Italy is very, yeah, it's very strange, it's very upsetting. It's something that you can imagine just in movie. There's a lot of cases of COVID-19. Many people are sick, many people are dying. Here in Italy at the moment we have from 130 to 180 dead people per day, okay? So it's quite yeah, quite a mess. I feel responsible because I have my community, my little audience. I wanted to take it seriously, please. It's not a joke, it's not just a flu. It strikes 30 times more than a flu, so it's not Ebola, but it's quite dangerous, especially for weak people such as old people with some pathologies, immunodepressed people. So if you can pass through it just with the flu, someone else can't. So keep distance, keep out people from your life for a while. It's not staying 2 months alone in a house that will ruin your life, but don't do that and you will have some problem. For protection, please wash your hands all the time and wear masks, okay? Now, since this is a crafting channel, today I want to spend a lot of time trying to at least finish the first coating of my whistling stag in. Also I want to finish the furnitures, so it will be a nice journey, okay? Crack on! You know, I am the king of procrastination, guys, but finally I decided to move a little bit forward on the Whistling Stag in project. So in this project showcase, I will show you how I continue the painting process that is very important in this kind of pieces. Actually, the first thing that I've done is to coat everything with, gray for the stones, the warm gray for the stucco, and some reddish brown, mahogany brown for the roof. This is just the first stage, and already I have prepared the texture for the ground that will be one of the last part, very interesting also. Now it's time to redefine details, and for do that I'm using a normal ground brown for pass all the timbers. Guys, this was boring as hell. I'm trying here to shortcut the entire thing because was several hours of doing the same thing with the same color. Of course, I passed all the timbers, but also all the floor are in wood, so the same stuff for the floor. As you can see here, I'm using the brown very diluted, so it will enter a lot in the wood grain. Other thing very important is that as you can see, I used this warm gray and I use it in a raw way, in a rough way. That means that sometimes the warm gray finished on the timbers. I don't care about that because when you pass with the brown all over that, you will notice that all these spots and shades under the brown will help the piece to have nuance and shades, and it will be very realistic at the end. I'm trying not to touch the stucco parts, but if it will happen, it's not a problem because I told you this is just the second step of a long procedure, of a long painting process, so we will have our chances to correct eventually the mistakes. So, little bit of pictures, so you understand how big was this job to get it done. Now I'm using again the warm gray. This technique allows me to be very quick. As you can see, I'm unloading the brush on the central part of the stucco. This will help me in two ways. First of all, I will clean a little bit the central part of the stucco, so it will be better at the end. And second, I'm having a lot of control on my brush for the dry technique, so I can go on the wood grain very quick and very fast, just when the brush reach the right point of varnish, of paint. As you can see here, I'm using the very same color also on the rocks, and don't worry if it will be a little bit too much lighter, too much clear, too much white, because with the black wash it will be perfect at the end. After that, I started to wash all the stones with a black wash. This is just water and black paint without, soap or stuff like that, because I prefer proceed gradually with a very thin layer of black wash, and maybe do that 2-3 times for reach the desired shades. The washing process is something that I love very much, because finally rocks are starting to talk and to take shape and have some character and personality. Very, very nice. At this point, as you can notice, the project was still in a few pieces, but later I will show you that the first floor will be one single solid piece. At the end, all the first floor will be removable at one piece. fellow crafters, and welcome to maxdmcrafting. Today it's frosty time. We need to fix this beauty and to make a wonderful snowing effect. First of all, we need to frosty the walls with some white primer. Crack on! It's very important to check the nozzle here, because after every spray you have a blob of varnish, so it's important to clean it with some wipes, okay? Let's go. So guys, this process is very long. It took me a couple of days of hard work for reach a good point. But I had some problem actually. In this case, I used a new product for priming the wood. This product was actually a wood primer that is very common for outside wood, stuff like that. In the beginning, I was very happy of the results because it is very fluid, very fast to enter in the wood, and I had amazing results in a very, very, very short time. Then I realized that this is a product that is unbelievably very easily activated with a drop of water or whatever. So basically my snow turned out a little bit red. I can fix it, but it took me more time than I thought. So yes, let's check it out.
There are several ways to make icicles. In this case, I want to have some flexible, durable and very strong icicles. I create them out of hot glue, transparent hot glue. The trick is to keep the hot glue gun very hot, so the glue actually is fulfilled by air bubbles. In that case, your crystals, your icicles are very interesting and they keep this, a real aspect. Let's check it out. So this is not the last episode of this series, but next time I will show you the, entire project, outside and inside, furnitures and stuff like that. The Weasley Stag Inn is very close to an epic end. The last passage will be to use some Mod Podge for seal all the snow, and also some water effects for create some icy puddles.
So guys, this was an awesome journey. It's the first Italian commission of this man. My first Italian commission, and I'm very pleased to say thank you to Johnny Armando Verrone for his trust, for all hopes that he put on me, and at the end, it was worth it. It was quite a long journey. In the middle of the path, we faced the coronavirus, we faced a lot of issues and delay, and also I'm running this channel, so I was spending a lot of time doing other stuff. But that guy, Johnny, was totally patient with me, and at the end, yes, I bring him the Whistling Stag Inn. I want to say thank you to all of you guys that are supporting me, following this channel on Facebook, supporting me on Patreon, on Instagram. Fantastic. A lot of techniques. When you do something like that, you need to put together everything you know, and at the end, only the brave will succeed. And this was quite a brave project, guys. Please check out the other episode for have a closer look to all the techniques and what I've done to this beauty. So this was till yesterday. Today I want to record this date. It is the 9 July 2020, and I present you the finished Whistling Stag Inn. Enjoy! I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you find it entertaining. Remember to support this channel, and I hope see you all on the next episode. Happy crafting!